Welcome once more to the Velvet Room, Trickster. It seems you are now immune to Maruki's influence as well, thanks to your unwavering determination and the unyielding support of your bonds. This should give you confidence in the path that remains. I can only commend your decision to rededicate yourself fully to your mission, rather than dwelling on these existential quandaries.
How kind of you. I have questions.
And I shall provide what guidance I can, dear Trickster.
Did I forge a contract with you?
No, you did not.
Why?
I am not the only one, am I? There are others who walk freely around you even though no contract has been signed. A confidant bond cannot be forged unless one truly accepts another in their heart. No matter the nature of the relationship, admiration, hatred, camaraderie, it must be genuine. And you, my dear boy, have never truly accepted me.
What? So, your claim is that I don't trust easily, therefore a contract was never made?
Precisely. The other trickster, the one before you, was different. He embraced his confidants, every single one, with raw honesty. He accepted them all into his heart, unguarded and true. That sincerity was his greatest power and his undoing. It led him to ruin, to madness. But you entered this game already knowing the weight of deception, of betrayal. You played with masks long before fate ever offered you the powers befitting a wild card.
That's fascinating. But you're full of shit. First of all, I made contracts with both Maruki and Shido, and I certainly don't hold them in my heart any more than I do Okamura.
How amusing, but please continue.
Amusing? That's a preposterous way to frame it. And second, Joker wasn't talking about confidant contracts. He was referring to something binding this place to the trickster. Something established at the very beginning. Something he can't even remember the terms of. As if you erased them.
As if I erased his memories. My. Tell me, Goro Akechi, can you recall your own birth?
That's absurd. It has nothing to do with...
Consider the forging of the contract as the trickster's birth. Before that, he was nothing, a being of unformed potential, an entity waiting for purpose.
But I'm different, aren't I? I was born. I have a full life. I wasn't created through a contract.
Yet you remain painfully human, blinded by your own ego.
And you are terribly judgmental of my person for someone who hasn't even told me his name. Your voice is painfully familiar. It resembles that god of control with the unpronounceable name, the one who discarded me as a failed trickster.
And yet here you are seeking answers. You were desperate to escape that world, and I proposed a means for you to achieve that goal. If you believe you can continue without Hera word, then we shall bid ourselves farewell.
Huh? Of course not.
Good. But you still desire answers, don't you? Then let's make a deal. Succeed in freeing the chariot from Maruki's grasp, and I shall grant you the knowledge you seek regarding the nature of this contract. Does that seem fair to you?
Do I have a choice?
What do you think? Good luck in your endeavors, trickster.
All right, Inari. Pick a password without letting me see it.
Anything at all?
Yup. Maruki can't access your brain, but he can apparently still poke around mine. Extremely violating, by the way. So this should keep him from hacking Leblanc's security cameras again. Just pick something hard to guess.
So, nothing obvious like Leblanc or Phantom Thief. See, thanks to Futaba, I'm basically a high-tech wizard now.
Yeah, little prince. I'm almost jealous. It's crazy.
You're being sarcastic!
You caught me. Ideally, choose something entirely unrelated to our mission and steer clear of significant dates or details tied to those close to you.
Oh. Inspiration strikes.
Is there ever anything in your head aside from art and food?
Is there a problem?
Quiet, Akechi. Now I know it and can guess easily. Pick another!
Maybe something a bit more abstract this time?
Abstract? Will that suffice?
Close enough. Here, let's enhance it. There. Now that's a tough password.
Perfect. We should be secure, at least here in Leblanc.
Then, there's the matter of that thing in the cognitive world wearing Akira's face. It didn't have the usual smell of shadows, and he had style, in a deeply annoying way.
I hesitate to admit it, but yes. His mannerisms were unmistakably Kurusu's, or a mockery of them. With the metanav, we could check for sure if someone had a shadow, but now? How can we ascertain its nature?
You were saying he had no yellow eyes, knew too much, and he had a Phantom Thief mask?
Briefly. He showed us just enough to stir doubt. That's the point. Akira, or whatever we're calling him, is engineered to provoke. It's deliberate.
Provocative, talks smooth, not a typical shadow. Sounds more like a cognition than anything else.
But a cognition can't act on its own, right? It's a projection!
Depends. Remember, cognition is reality now. So a well-formed cognition, especially one created by someone like Maruki who can rewrite existence, might have enough autonomy to act freely. Think of it like a corrupted save file that somehow runs the game better than the original.
But if he's just a cognition, how would he have the power to affect the cognitive world so drastically? Destroying the cruise ship that served as your spawn point is no small feat.
Akira said Maruki imagined him, called him an insolent spark that refuses to be snuffed out. A security risk disguised as a joke. My guess? The real Akira and this one must be connected somehow. Our former leader made some illusions that have puzzled me for a while.
Yeah, it's about this guy who goes on a rampage because someone kidnapped and killed his cat. Sounds like a classic in the making.
True.
Connected in nature, or working hand in hand, perhaps.
Sure, let's double the trouble. So 2 Jokers in the dream world and 1 Akira in the real world? Can anyone think of a 4th one we might have forgotten?
You mean there could be more? One for each of the personas he adopted in the true reality.
Hey, let's not get ahead of ourselves, guys. No point in random speculation.
Mona's right. Though I was thinking, it could also be a case of shadow merging with a cognition. Shido's palace harbored some of them, remember? The implications would be disheartening, but not surprising.
His desires seem distorted, but is he denying himself a part of who he is? He seems painfully self-aware to me.
Can't say. We haven't spoken in months.
In any case, it's obvious that we lack the information to draw a definitive conclusion. Futaba, any news with that map he gave us?
This thing's encrypted. Not like code encrypted, but symbolically, using layers of metaphorical logic. You know, the kind that makes sense emotionally.
Why do I feel you're having fun with this?
Because I am.
Can you crack it, Trinity?
Don't insult me, Neo. Thanks to my mom's research and my prodigious mind, I was able to narrow it down geographically.
2?
An island off the coast of Japan. Hope you're all up to date with the 5 Pirates of the Coffee Beans movies.
Like a literal island for Ryuji's distortion.
Looks like it. He did say Skull's Island, didn't he? But without knowing what his designer had in mind when he created it, decoding it is going to take a while and be a crapshoot. If you want exact coordinates and don't want to get lost at sea, the safest bet is still to let your little joker guide you, or extort another map from him.
I see. Let's meet again tomorrow after Akira and I have talked. Maybe it will be fruitful.
But how do you see it, Neo? You two aren't exactly in your honeymoon phase. Do you think you can trust his answers?
I won't ask for direct answers. I will do everything in my power to reason with him and bring him to our side. And if he continues to be an elusive obstacle, at least I will have no regrets in dealing with him accordingly.
Are you sure about this, Goro? This could end very badly.
I am. Any outcome is better than Maruki leaving humanity and the rest of the Phantom Thieves in a mindless state forever. If Akira supports this dystopia, he's against us. Simple as that.
You will meet him this afternoon, right?
Yes, though he's not expecting me.
Definitely not. Caught him listening to Radiohead this morning and ordering concealer online. As if that'll hide his asshole attitude.
Concealer? Is he bruised? Who dared? There's no crime anymore. Why didn't he call the police? Because I work for them. God damn it. Was it Maruki?
No bruises, just dark circles, you love-struck dummy.
Dark circle. Of course. I apologize. I got carried away.
Be careful, Goro. Keep us updated if you need backup or anything else, all right?
You sure you don't want me tagging along?
Worried I can't handle Akira myself. He might be a mess. But if he's looking for trouble, he'll find it. I'm done tolerating his lies and attitude. It's time we finally settle things.
The paradox of a doomed yaoi relationship.
Yaoi? What's that? At least he already bought the concealer for the bruising.
Very funny.
Inari, tell Mona what yaoi is.
Very well. Let me explain.
Don't make my cat any more corrupt than he already is.
So, why the ghosting?
I needed time to think.
And you couldn't give me a little heads up? I mean, one moment, it's literally us against the universe. Let's tackle the very fabric of our dimension together. And the next, nothing.
I'm aware that the timing of my decision was unbecoming of a trusting partnership.
No shit. So what is it about?
Explain this, Akira.
Why?
Recorded October 1st, 10:45 p.m. in my bedroom.
1st of October? So, that's what this is about. Huh.
Among other things. But let's clear that one up first. You'd better tell the truth.
Truth, huh? You have some nerves. I knew you were lying when you said you had diarrhea to get rid of me that night. If that had been true, you would have lied about having that ridiculous sickness. But more than that, Mr. Truth, you have a tell, a tick. It was barely noticeable last year with your briefcase, but you still do it. Your right fist tightens slightly when you lie.
Noted. Get to the point.
The point is, I knew you were up to something, so I waited. Then I re-entered your apartment, and what did I find? Futaba and her mother asleep on a futon in your room. Would it be so strange if I suspected something?
And instead of waking us, you, stood there in righteous indignation?
I tried. No one would wake the fuck up, no matter how I shook you. It was like you were in a coma. Eventually, Morgana opened his eyes, but he was completely out of it. barely responsive. I don't think he even acknowledged who I was before he was out again. Like you were all under a spell or something.
That's why your knowledge is indispensable and why I approached you. Do you understand now?
Wait, where's Mona?
What do you mean, where's Mona?
Mona?
He definitely entered the room with us, didn't he?
Yes, what the hell, he was just here. Morgana.
I checked your vitals, and that's when I saw it. A ring on your finger, glowing faintly. A butterfly design. One I recognize all too well. Lavenza's butterfly.
But it's easy though. You see when you dream how you're under the impression that you're moving, walking, doing stuff, but your body stays inert in your bed? Your brain basically uses an imaginary rope to tie your body.
Oh, I see. Thank you, Trinity. So, the same must occur when I'm wandering into the cognitive world, but stays inert in my bed, right? It makes me think, what about sleepwalking then? Is it tied to a defective pons that can't tie the body up properly? Is there any possibility my real body might move on its own while I'm out there in the cognitive world? More precisely, what I'm asking is, if something brutal happens to my cognitive body, will it happen to my real counterpart as well? Or the other way around?
Morgana, anything you recall could be pivotal in understanding what happened to you.
I remember more of a feeling than anything. An abrupt pull, then a whirlwind. I might have seen someone and the smell was very familiar, almost like... It smelled like... you. Goro, actually. I felt heavy and smaller before... I passed out again.
I connected the dots while making sure you were okay. Then I left you all to your little adventure thinking, fine, maybe he'll tell me. Maybe he's waiting for the right time to explain. I didn't ask. I waited patiently. I trusted you, but you said nothing. You, who preaches about truth, about honesty, about genuine relationships. You, who called me special.
That's not...
Don't interrupt me! You've been lying to me this entire time. You say I'm paranoid? Who's paranoid, Akechi? You were in the metaverse, weren't you? It was right before Yusuke snapped out of it. You spent 2 whole days there with Yusuke and Futaba without telling me. You organize secret meetings with them. Try to bond with them. Show your true self to them. While I'm kept completely in the dark. You accuse me of being jealous of Yusuke when he practically lives with you now and sleeps in your room every night. How's that for being special in your eyes? And yet, somehow, it's my fault?
As if I had any other choice. If I'd told you, you would have stopped me from doing what needs to be done. You're the one who's been antagonistic from the start.
Huh. Antagonistic? Is that what I am to you? When Maruki told me he might have to brainwash you, the first thing I did was warn you. You stupid, deluded imbecile. If I wanted to be your enemy, if I didn't care about losing you, I'd have stayed quiet. Let him do it. But I didn't. Because I love you, you idiot. No matter how shitty our situation is, I want to protect you. I'm terrified of losing you.
You're not protecting me, Akira. You're caging me.
You think I want this? To fight? To scream? To feel like I'm losing my mind every time you push me away? I don't want to keep you here. I need you here. And you.
Akira.
And you pretend to love me back, to have been waiting for my love, to want to spend the rest of your life with me. But all you do is constantly stab my heart, again and again.
What proof do you have that it was me?
What?
How do you know it was me? When I told you that I'd spend the rest of my time with you, when I said all those things, when I came back from my meeting with Maruki, How could you possibly believe it was me?
What? No. Don't try that on me now. Of course it was you. I just know it was.
How?
I don't know. It just felt right. I don't know, damn it. I saw it in your eyes that it was the real you.
You saw it in my eyes. Huh. Akira, if seeing it means it's true, Maruki's paradise would be flawless.
But you... It's different. You felt real. It was you, not a brainwashed puppet. Your tone, your eyes, your stupid little smirk, even your venom.
You'll return it and apologize.
Never. I can't let him display you like that.
If you don't, I'll give him another chance to paint me.
Then, I'll ensure it never sees the light of day, and I'll burn his atelier down to the ground.
Do you hear yourself? I'd have to arrest you.
I'd escape.
And I would be forced to accidentally kill you on duty.
So be it.
Kurusu.
They can all hate me. That's what I deserve anyway.
Come on. This is my line.
Well, I stole it too.
Give it back. I want to have exclusiveness in hating you. I've been up since the ungodly hour of 7 a.m., and it's now noon. October 7th, Wednesday to be precise. Time's ticking, lazy trash.
Oh, you're veering into strange territories.
My apologies, addict trash. Then show me how to cook this stupidly complex curry with actual instructions, instead of nonsensical descriptions of what a French baguette sounds like when you munch on it.
I love you. I've known you better than anyone else. I can tell when you're faking and you were not.
Can you really? Because if that's true, then why the hell didn't you notice when Maruki tampered with me?
What?
He knew? The words I said, the promises I made to you. I wasn't fully myself when I said them.
But...
Do you really think I'd suddenly, magically, start saying all the things you've wanted to hear? Telling you I'd stay with you forever like some convenient fairy tale ending. Maruki wanted that for you. He wanted me to stop fighting, to stay here and be happy. And I thought it was my choice. But it wasn't. And you? How could you not see it wasn't really me?
You're spouting nonsense. Of course it was you. I felt it.
You felt a fucking facade. A phantom of me that Maruki forced into my head. Everything since that last session with Maruki felt wrong. Like I was following someone else's script. His damned script. I didn't notice it at first, but piece by piece, I felt myself slipping. The existential dread, the nausea at reality itself, the nihilism, and, of course, the sudden, overpowering need to be with you at all costs. It was all designed to stop me from fighting. Maruki used my feelings for you like a leash. All tempered and twisted, just so I'd stay with you like an obedient, inoffensive pet.
But it wasn't, though. You meant it. You had to. I could see it in your eyes. It wasn't fake. It wasn't. How can I be sure you're...
It's me, Akira. It's just... I've been contemplating quite a lot since our little moment at the beach. A dangerous pastime, I admit. It's led me to the realization that I've been meaninglessly guarding my feelings behind a veil of pride and pretense. It's a tedious, lonely battle, always positioning, always strategizing. But with you,
Maruki's influence or not, it was your inner desire to stay with me.
It's disgusting to hear you say that, Akira. Get a grip. My inner desires are complex, are conflicting, are mine. I decide to follow what I want most. Not you, not Maruki. Whether my innermost desire is to be with you, or to be reunited with my mother, to fulfill my promise to her and be free of this charade. Who else but me can make that choice? That thing that fawned over you and told you sweet, easy lies. That wasn't me. Maruki knew exactly how desperate you were to hear those words, and he used my voice to say them. If that's what you want, we have nothing more to say to each other, Akira.
So you're saying it was all a lie? Everything we've said to each other. Every second since you came back from that meeting with him?
I don't fucking know anymore. It's impossible to tell, isn't it? I wanted some of it, despised some of it, but most of all, I hated how passive it made me. How I let it lull me into this comfortable lie. You fell for a version of me that was hollowed out, made obedient and gentle. Is that really the partner you wanted?
But you weren't hollow or gentle. You were open, raw, and yes, maybe you said everything I needed to hear, but even through it all, you were still you. Difficult, proud, cynical, and genuine. You have no idea how much that meant to me.
For fuck's sake, spare me! You're clinging to the convenient fantasy Maruki fed you. Do you understand how infuriating that is? How humiliating? To realize you've been nothing but a puppet again? To realize the person who claims to love you didn't even notice you'd become a cheap imitation?
You're suggesting you can neutralize his rebellion while keeping everything else intact?
Exactly. It's a delicate process, but I can ensure that his core personality, the aspects you're so drawn to, remain unaffected. He'll be the same Akechi, just without the destructive tendencies.
You think I won't notice the difference? The Akechi I know is defined by his fight, his rebellion. Remove that, and what's left?
What's left is the essence of Akechi, minus the chaos. You'll still have your rivalry, your intellectual battles. I repeat, he'll be your Akechi. Just safer. Then what am I supposed to believe now, Goro? How do I know you're not lying this very moment?
You don't. That's exactly why we have to tear down Maruki's distorted world. Because trust means nothing in a reality built on lies.
It doesn't make sense. I love you so much. So much. So much.
I love you too.
My Goro.
I've been waiting for this moment for so long.
I don't want to lose you.
And I don't want to leave you, Akira.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
I love you too.
You said you loved me. That you didn't want to lose me this summer. Before Maruki interfered. So you were fake from the beginning? Since January. Do you hate me?
Stop assuming extremes. It wasn't all fake. The point is that Maruki messed with my sense of self. I'm not a neat, tender ideal. I won't ever be. You wanted me alive. No matter the cost, right? Or did you want a puppet?
I never wanted you lobotomized into submission. I want you. Always wanted you.
And yet, here we are. That's your cue to admit it, you idiot. Come on.
Shh. Just give me a sec.
I guess I kind of realized something was off. But I clung to the possibility that you'd finally let yourself want me without resentment. That maybe we could just be, without all this torment.
Then you should have known better. I'm never that simple, and neither are you. We simply don't fit into Maruki's perfect narrative, don't you understand?
In Maruki's narrative, you say?
What?
You're still talking like you have a choice in the matter. What about all that heroic talk about breaking out of the game together? Was that a lie too?
Of course it wasn't. You know what was a lie, you brainless knucklehead. My blind trust in you as my only faithful partner in this mess when you were behind my back, tracking my moves in the cognitive world, working alongside Maruki, and dropping blatant hints and innuendos about your little exploits, no less. But guess what? Maruki's obedient puppet was not designed to answer your cravings for someone to confront you, to bite your little baits. It just brushed them all off to get lost in your eyes instead. Isn't that sweet?
I don't know what you're talking about, Detective.
Just because they're watching doesn't mean you get to avoid talking about this forever. Believe me.
That so? Then let's shoo them away and talk.
Huh. You think they'll just go away because we want them to? That has never worked for me in the past.
Try to think ahead as if you're detached from the present. Think clearly about the fact that we're going to discuss something, but not about the details. Whenever I needed privacy, or when I spent some time one-on-one with you or the others, I could breathe for a few hours by doing this. Doesn't always work, but it's worth a try.
Thanks for the advice. I'll give it a shot.
Good afternoon, Ryuji. May I speak with you a moment?
Oh, hey man, what's up? You here to sketch me in action or something?
Not exactly. I wanted to ask, have you had any unusual dreams lately? Particularly anything involving the sea or pirates?
Man, you've been hanging out with Akechi too much. Dreams? That's kind of private stuff, don't you think?
Forgive me. It's just, we've found some patterns, and they often surface in dreams first. Yours might hold a clue. Can you think of any particular characters, colors, or recurring shapes that appear in your dreams?
Clue to what? You sound like him. Seriously, Akechi's been acting like a conspiracy theorist lately. Talking like we're all trapped in some fake-ass world or whatever. You buying into that crap too?
I believe he is closer to the truth than most dare admit.
Dude, no offense, but maybe you should chill. Everything's fine. Akira's fine. Hifumi and I are doing great. I mean, really great. I've never felt more fulfilled, you know?
Last time we spoke, you were considering ending things with her.
Did I say that? Nah. I must have been stressed or something. Things are clear now. I'm focused and happy. The track team's picking up again, and I finally got a good rhythm going in life. Why mess with that?
And what of Akechi's concerns?
He should stop spreading those ideas. It's not healthy. And if you're starting to agree with him, maybe I shouldn't be hanging out with you either. I just need stability right now. No more drama. No more talk about fake realities or dreams or whatever. Oh, aren't you pumped about that trip to France for New Year's? It's almost here.
Have you seen anyone lately? A man. Brown hair, glasses, soothing voice. A therapist, perhaps?
Oh yeah, nice doc came by yesterday at practice. Said he was a friend of Akira's. Cool guy. Asked how I was feeling. Said it's good I've been making progress. Real encouraging type.
What was his name?
Can't remember. I don't think he said, but he made a good impression. You'd like him, he has a real calm presence.
Yes. I think I understand now.
Anyway, I should get back to laps. Let's catch up another time, yeah? You look kinda stressed, dude. Maybe try talking to that doc yourself?
Perhaps I will.
The Velvet Room is acting as a relay between this so-called narrator and our
Silence. They're back.
already. And now what?
Now, I reclaim who I am. Don't try to hold me back. If you want me, truly want me, then you accept the fact that I'm not yours to cage. I'm not a fragile pet for you to protect in cotton wool. I'm a partner. I'm a rival. I'm Goro Akechi, my own person. And if you love me, you damn well know it's not going to be gentle.
It's a paradox that can't be solved. I should have saved you in the engine room.
Damn it, you couldn't save one person and that's destroying you? How can you forgive a mass murderer? How does that work, huh?
It's not about guilt. It's about... I regret the events of that day. I regret that I didn't reach out to you. I regret not diving under that goddamn shutter.
Stop dwelling on the past and live the damn present, Akira. You think I spend all day reminiscing about last November?
What? It's not the same. I didn't die.
I didn't know until weeks later. You don't know how it messed with my head. I thought I killed you. It felt horrifyingly real.
Didn't you feel satisfied with your so-called victory?
At first, yes. I was thrilled, ecstatic even. I could barely keep myself together going home. But the moment the adrenaline wore off, it would have been a lot easier if I had been a real psychopath. Come to think of it, I guess this is just another joke of the universe. I remember vividly the moment I locked my apartment door. It was like...
Like reality finally caught up?
Exactly. I saw my single glove. After I lost my mother, I swore I'd never let anyone get close again. So, I'd never have to endure that agony a second time. Yet my whole life became an endless loop of yearning for what I wanted and getting everything I despised. In the real world, orphans and society's trash are told, again and again, that they don't deserve anything. And yet, I never learned that lesson. I took over and over, no matter how much I was punished for it.
I saw that interview you gave shortly after. When you gloated about tricking us with a strategy used in romance. You couldn't help yourself, could you?
Ha! I was such a mess. I can't believe you remember that. If I knew you were watching, I would have never said such a foolish thing.
Well, you seem to be holding up pretty well.
Oh, I did. During the day, I rode the high of knowing I was close to getting my revenge. I told myself that putting an end to Shido was all that mattered. Like bringing down that bastard would justify every awful thing I'd done. You and the rest? You were nothing but obstacles to my justice. Her justice. I told myself I was the hero, that my victory would shine brighter than anything you Phantom Thieves stood for. You know when you repeat something over and over again and it becomes your truth? Yet, Loki never let me forget. He mocked me relentlessly, reminding me that deep down, I always knew exactly what I was. I never grew a palace, despite all the times I checked. Never stopped asking myself, when did I become the bad guy in the story? Anyways, once I was done with you, I tried my best to keep going, I suppose. I went through the motions, focusing on the upcoming elections and my public image. But at night, in my dreams, or whenever I let my mind wander, I felt the suffocating throb of Robin Hood in my chest. I saw your metal gun eyes, heard your teasing voice. Memories came flooding back, again and again, of me and the only friend I ever had. I kept convincing myself it was all worth it, and the more I repeated that lie, the emptier it became. For weeks after the interrogation room, until we met again in that palace, you were always there in my mind.
So, you do understand.
I do. You're probably wondering why I fought you anyway, if I felt that way.
You had to go through with your revenge. Otherwise, everything you did would have been in vain. I guess you despise the fact that I took care of Shido in your place, despite your request.
Yes.
About that last move you pulled, sealing the shutter on yourself. You didn't have to do that. We could have handled it. You...
Could you? Maybe. Maybe not. But that wasn't the point, was it?
Then what was? Making me feel like despite everything, I wasn't enough. Because you succeeded.
Huh. You think I did it just for you? That it was some grand act of redemption?
No. I don't think so. But I also don't think you wanted to die.
That's the thing, isn't it? I didn't. Not really. But I couldn't see another way. Not one that let me keep my dignity. I wanted to deal with this scum, this nauseating puppet, on my terms.
I never thought you'd lost your panache. Joining us to change your father's heart would have been just as bold.
Not a chance. It was too late. I was sick of letting all that hatred fester. Sick of living like a ticking time bomb. I threw my entire life into one single goal, reigning supreme over Shido. And you know I don't settle for half measures.
Yeah, I know. That choice of yours probably felt like the only choice you could make for yourself, no matter how irrational. Believe me, I get it.
Akira.
We always understood each other better than anyone else.
That's what rivals are for, right? learning and getting better together.
Rivals.
I'd rather have you back as a partner, to be honest. Stand by me as I fight Maruki, Akira. Don't cling to me in this twisted, selfish way. Support my wish to atone for my past, and stop trying to cage yourself under this madman's or fate's constant manipulations.
Every time we talk, I am reassured that losing you would be like losing a part of myself. Life just isn't worth living without you. Don't you understand?
Life isn't worth anything if it's not ours, damn it.
It could be ours. I'd give you what you truly deserve.
Akira!
We would be like two...
If you had even a shred of actual respect, not love, respect for who I am, you would understand that as long as someone's making all the choices for me, I will never be able to be the healed, happy Goro Akechi you idealize. And I hate to break it to you, but I don't think I've ever heard that loving someone means wanting them to be unhappy for the rest of their lives. Nor is it expected of a rival, for that matter. So either you stand with me, or you stand away.
Goro, you don't... How can you say that? I want you to heal from your past. I want to stand by you. But not like this. Not if it means losing you. If you loved me, you'd stay alive. You wouldn't leave me alone.
Then I guess we don't see love the same way. I want what's best for you, Akira. Maybe you think I'm the contender of your happiness, but all I see is a toxic obsession stemming from someone who doesn't know who he is. You're worth so much more than this. You saved the entire world under the guise of wanting to matter, and you're willing to burn it down for the sake of a dead man? Yes. I do love you, Akira. And I'd rather die than be such a bane to your existence.
If you loved me, you'd stay. You'd stop throwing yourself away just to prove a point. I can't. I refuse. I love you. I can't let you go. Don't you understand, Goro? You're not a dead man. You're right here. I can feel your hand, your warmth. I can hear each and every one of your words right now. How am I supposed to mourn someone who's still alive?
Then don't mourn. Use your pain and fight back like the phantom thief you are.
To fight for what? What possible reason could I have to fight for your death? You're everything to me.
We will not live a fantasy, Akira. No matter who's behind it. You said it yourself. You were disgusted all the same by the God of Control's powers, by the fact that free will was robbed from us. You have to help me see through it and put an end to this charade.
But why? You're so delusional. It's driving me insane. It would kill you. Why can't you see that? The reality we're in doesn't fucking matter. We're made for each other. Two sides of the same coin, bound by fate. We are free, even if the world isn't. I don't care about anybody else. Since when do you care? Oh, it's not just about you anymore, is it? Playing leader gave you the thrill of people depending on you? Feeling like you're the world's little hero? Does that feel good? Of course it feels good. Best drug in the world. Until it kills you and everything you care about without you understanding why or having any say in it. Please. Why can't you see it the way I do? Have I really been all alone all this time?
You weren't, Akira. But, as I've told you before, a life in a reality created to satisfy someone else has no worth to me. I won't have this debate again. I will see this through to the end, defeat this so-called game boss who I assume is Maruki, and unravel what is happening with your existence and mine. If we're going to love each other, it will be on our terms, not Maruki's, not a player's, not fate's.
Oh, so damn stubborn. Your unwavering determination has always been what I admire most, but it will never be on our terms. That is the paradox of our very existence, Goro.
It will. I will never stop trying. My place in this universe is not tied to any strings, Akira. It never will be. Join me in my fight, and together we'll see what's really in store for us at the end. Stop being afraid, and fight for yourself. For us. What are you playing at? Akira, what the hell?
Goro? I can't go into the cognitive world with you. My personas are gone.
They're gone because you've let Maruki's fantasy smother you. You could wake them up, just like I did with Hereward.
Hereward?
I no longer sense Loki or Robin Hood. Maruki must have anticipated I'd be a thorn in his side from the start and took preventive measures. Thanks to his meddling with the global cognition, I didn't awaken a persona in this reality until a few months ago, when I vowed to use the power of my bonds to reveal the truth. Hereward is what freed Yusuke, and ultimately, what severed Maruki's influence on my mind.
So, you broke free of his control through sheer willpower?
Hereward landed the final blow, but the constant nagging of Morgana, Futaba, Yusuke, even Ryuji, they were the ones who chipped away at the lie, piece by piece. They made me realize I wasn't meant to just enjoy the moment, or drown in existential nonsense. Without them, this conversation would be very different right now, assuming we'd be talking at all, rather than you spending all day in bed with me in your perfect fantasy. Isn't that right?
It's projecting much. The others, huh? More like the puppet master directing our little friends so the hero could keep fighting the villain.
Whatever the reason, I'm ready to fight. Are you?
You awakened because you wanted the truth more than anything. I want to fight beside you. Trust me. But if I truly break free from Maruki's hold, we'll lose any chance to win against him.
That makes no sense.
Think about it. If I become a threat to Maruki, if I see things for what they really are, then we go back to how it was before. Which means you'll vanish from this world.
Or you could choose not to live in cowardice and try. I'm here, even though I know I shouldn't be, right? You can fight alongside me again.
And risk losing you? Are you in a position to fully explain your presence here, in spite of the paradoxes? Considering that you seem to be the only person in the world with the power to confront him and set things right, are you willing to take such a risk If there's a scenario where I snap out of Maruki's deception and magically keep your presence, that's great. But if there isn't, it's instant game over. Your persona has the power to shatter his illusions. That's your role. Mine would endanger it. So, I can't come with you.
I refuse to accept that.
You have to. This isn't just about what I want. You can't let my own selfishness derail your plans. Again.
For fuck's sake. So what do you propose? You can't just stand by. It's your mess, remember?
I won't. I'll do what I can in this reality. Talk to the others. Help them see glimpses of the truth. Try not to be a total coward about it. I can't make you change your mind. And I'm sick of lying. To them. To you. To myself. I don't want to be a burden on you anymore. Truth is, I'm losing my mind, Goro. Wanting to help you, wanting to keep you close, to keep everything together. The other thieves, all of it. If there's truly nothing I can do to convince you to stay, then I'd still want to spend my time by your side. I want to get my shit together. Just give me a chance.
Admirable. But will one chance suffice? You're burning bridges left and right, Akira. Yusuke extended an olive branch just 2 days ago, and you crushed it like a piece of trash.
But
What do you want me to say?
My point is, I don't think you're the emotionless psychopath you claim to be. It's just the easiest way for you to cope with the hand life dealt you.
So what? It doesn't change the fact that I don't know how to be anything else.
Well, for starters, you're my boyfriend. You have strength, and there are plenty of people around you who could use a bit more honesty. They might understand more than you think. I could, right? I'm not special, not an alien.
you fucking hypocrite. You needed to hear what I had to say. You're honest with everyone, and they still tolerate your asshole self, don't they? I'm allowed some bluntness too.
That's the attitude that has you alienating Futaba and fibbing to Ryuji. The way you act with me and the way you act with the others, it couldn't be more different. You say you don't want to ignore anyone's unhappiness anymore, but then you lash out at Yusuke. You want to be honest, but can't decide how far to go. So you let fly half-baked confessions you're not even sure about, you lie. Or worse, you spout truths that no one is ready to hear. What was that at Anne's birthday about the metafictional revelations? What did you expect, exactly?
I'm just tired of this whole charade. And I don't want to pretend anymore. I want to scream my real thoughts and feelings to the world. And I know that I thought that I had a chance to be seen. You're the one who taught me that. I mean, you killed Futaba's mother and she... My point is, if they can't accept me for who I am, that's their problem, not mine.
So that's the core of it. You're jealous of... me?
No, I just... I don't know how to live without a mask. How do you do it so fucking easily? I thought... My entire life I've been performing. I was confident. I knew exactly what to say. Now you want me to rip it off overnight? What am I without them? How am I supposed to be honest? To be me?
Are you wearing one right now?
Look at me. How pathetic I seem should give you an answer. I'm so messed up, it's embarrassing. And it's all on display for you. It's me who should have vanished at the end of last year's farce.
Well, can't deny it's a bit pathetic. At least it's authentic. If you never show that vulnerability, how do you expect to change?
Coming from you, that's... pretty rich.
I've had a good teacher in unmasking myself. Morgana. He's annoyingly perceptive when he wants to be.
I figured Morgana needed me more than I needed him.
Then you're as dense as Ryuji. Stop underestimating how much your friends matter. They shaped you. Beyond the metaverse. Beyond the powers. You've never been some lone act, Akira. And you never will be.
I was always the one who held them together. Not the other way around.
And yet here you are, falling apart without them. I've been learning that myself. That people matter. That they change you whether you like it or not. I used to think I had to take from everyone just to stay ahead, but I've started to see the value in giving too. In letting people in. Letting them shape me. You once told me I should forgive myself for my past, didn't you?
Yeah, I meant it.
As much as I would have loathed the idea before, I don't think I could have moved forward alone. Not from where I was last year. I'd be stuck. Just like you are now. You already know. I told you earlier how I feel trapped here, but the first weeks in this reality have truly felt like a suffocating, inescapable penitentiary. Not just because of Maruki. The mere fact of being alive while being such a nobody. Such a meaningless, insignificant person with a past filled with failures. No future, and no one who understands me.
Goro, I know I went against your wishes, but you know that's not true. You're a wonderful, passionate soul who deserves a great future.
Takes one to know one. If I could rise above that feeling, you can too. I won't accept less from my rival. Let them support you. Stop throwing them away just because you feel like you're not worth it. They make it worth it.
You've come a long way from teammates, friends. To hell with that.
True. That's quite an advancement. One that definitely wouldn't have happened if your stubbornness hadn't collided with my own conceit. I suppose Hegel was right all along.
Do you mean to say our discussion was quite meaningful, Akechi-kun?
Few people around me are willing to speak their minds as freely as you did earlier.
Adults are only interested in using the young while they simply do as the adults say.
There are too many irresponsible people in these modern times.
I can understand why you'd support the Phantom Thieves. It's possible that this group is just as you believe and they are truly acting with good intentions.
Since they have special talents, I assume their hearts must be burning with a sense of justice and duty.
But that justice is merely a facade concealing their lack of true strength. That's why
I believe if a truly powerful opponent were to corner them, they would flee without a second thought.
They'd fight to the end.
Oh, you really are intriguing. I bet you'd make for a worthwhile debate partner on the subject. If it's all right with you, would you continue sharing your thoughts with me?
I'd love to, Akira.
Thank you. That's great news.
I sense something in you that's quite different from other people. I guess you can call it my detective's intuition. Mona will be home soon, so I'll leave you to ponder that. Your phantom thieves are worth more to you than you think.
My thieves, huh?
Don't pin their heroic exploits on me. We both know you're the star who took down gods. Own it.
You're really giving me the credit here. It was a singular occurrence.
You and your friends made it happen. They made you who you are, and remain a part of you. Of the idiot who stubbornly stole my heart. So you'd better give them some credit too.
I'll think about it.
Promise me.
I'd throw my glove at you, but it's conveniently missing.
Kurusu.
All right. I promise.
Good boy. Since when do you wear makeup?
Insomnia. Spent the rest of my nights dreaming about you. I've had a rough couple of days.
Just a couple of days?
14 days. It was hell.
Stop, they're still here.
I just want to kiss you. Please. It's been an eternity.
Watch out for the snow on your shoes. Shake it off before you enter, okay?
Think we could somehow use snow as an ingredient for.
Whoa! Whoops! Didn't mean to interrupt. But can't you at least keep this kind of thing upstairs? This is a restaurant.
I eat breakfast right there, you degenerates!
Oh, sorry, this isn't...
This isn't what it looks like.
My watch fell
There
behind
was
the counter.
A stain. He wouldn't move.
Yes, a big coffee stain. And,
Stain, sure. I'm not 12, boys. I've been young and stupid before, you know.
Whatever. I'll be in my room, Sujiro. I need a serious eye bleach. Or 10.
Futaba. Wait.
Eck!
I'm sorry, Futaba. For shutting you out. For making choices that force things onto you. For everything else, too. You deserved better.
Akira, what's going on?
I want to make it up to you. Even if it's awkward. Even if I don't deserve to be your key item anymore. I still want to be around. If you'll let me. But I'll understand if you won't.
Does this mean you're done ignoring me?
Yes, completely. I'm sorry for that.
Does that mean you'll always tell me the truth no matter what?
That's...
Akira, you've been lying to her?
Relax, Sojiro. We'll explain later. So, big brother?
Yes, I'll always tell you the truth, no matter what.
Good. Okay, I'm hungry. Sojiro, you said Mom's coming over to help with the curry tonight, right?
Yeah, she should be here soon.
I want to help you guys. I'll cut the ingredients and stuff so it's all ready and neat when she gets here.
I can't fight that kind of enthusiasm. Careful with the knives, huh? Use only the small ones. All right, let's do it.
I should take my leave. Wouldn't want our esteemed majesty causing a scandal. I'm impressed. You've still got surprises left in you. Guess I'll have to keep my guard up.
See you soon, Goro.
Count on it, Akira.